You're welcome to the Nightly Strange.
Welcome to the Nightly Strange, ladies and gentlemen. We are your hosts, D-Mac Uno.
Kilo Keys on the track.
Special guest in the building, Compton's own Illah.
Hey, India's only in the building. Face of India.
For sure. I like that, man. Face of India. So do you speak the native language from India?
Yeah, I speak Hindi.
Do you rap in it too?
No, unfortunately, I don't.
Why not?
If I'm being very honest, I've been trying for a while, but just the way I grew up, it wasn't like my first instinct to try it, you know?
Yeah. So maybe like you could try to, like, I don't know, maybe like further on. I mean, like for me, if I was bilingual, if I was bilingual, I would try to like rap in different languages just to see where my marketplace is going. But I wish I was like an R&B singer, because I would just sing to girls all the time in the grocery store. You gonna buy that celery?
Right. No, I'm definitely there with you. I'm a big believer of music being a universal instrument to connect people, you know? So a lot of stuff for me, the last 10 years has been about adapting and changing, not so much as introducing. I said I'm definitely open to trying stuff like that, you know, amalgamating my culture. The last few years have been about adapting for me. Now that I've adapted, or I'm continuing to adapt forward going on, I'm just trying to be able to put the cultural aspect in place. So, you know, I'm definitely all for it.
For sure, man. You got a pretty unique flow out of all the West Coast rappers that are in the area you're rapping, or Southern California. Your flow's kind of unique. Like, how did you come up with that?
A lot of it is just inspiration from real life. Just growing up where, you know, I grew up, kind of a thing, and the rest is just having a lot of different music influences. You know, I just don't listen to rap music, or I didn't grow up just listening to rap music. I grew up on like jazz, experimental music, like, you know, Herbie Hancock sort of a thing, like Miles Davis, just from everything, jazz to rock to hip hop kind of a thing. So, you know, all of it factors into it.
Yeah, totally. Like I was telling Kilo earlier, I've been listening to jazz renditions of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're like taking the hip hop instrumentals and they're jazzing them out. And I'm like, man, I can actually listen to loud rap music when I'm barbecuing now.
Right. Definitely.
My kids are tired of it. They're like, stop playing this Wu-Tang jazz. Like, it'd be cracking.
Crying.
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be tight. I'd be like, this
Killer bees.
Boom bap jazz.
Yes. For real. It's like, it's hella dope. Like they just so fresh and so clean. I'm like, oh man, I could be chilling with this all day. So fresh and so clean. You know, the people singing it. Oh man, I'm loving it.
Oh man.
But it messed up my cue slots on my Spotify. So I listen to like the new Trippie Redd, and then go like boom. It go to like the thong song and jazz rendition. I'm like, damn it.
Right.
But I'm gonna listen to it.
Algorithm.
Yeah. So Kilo tells me you're from Compton, right?
Definitely.
I love that. So how did you end up in Compton?
I came out here in 2014 initially for school. The school I was in was on Hollywood and Highlands, way far away from what I now call home. But the first week, man, basically I tried to find an apartment, and I found a sublease. I ended up getting worked out my sublease. It was kind of basically like a scam, and I ended up homeless. One of my partners at the time, long live Sosa, long live Joseph Fombi, he just offered help, you know, and that ended up kind of being like my support system, and everybody around there started being like more like family. So, you know, if it wasn't for him, I probably would have never really like ventured like as much.
It's kind of crazy how it's like, you know, we have our initial family, but as we move places and we grow up and we get older, we like find family. You know what I'm saying?
We find family, you know, especially for somebody like me. I was just telling Kilo the other day, for the lack of a better explanation, this immigrants is just bigger than me, you know? Yeah. It's not just about being Indian or being India or being a rapper. It's really bigger than me. It's like a echoed sentiment, you know? So when I moved out here and I was able to just call people family and build my own family 7,000 miles away from home, I started calling it home because it was home away from home, you know?
Yeah. Where are you from in India?
I'm from New Delhi. That's the capital.
How long were you there until you moved?
I was there till I was 16.
Oh man. Okay.
I moved before I finished high school because I finished high school early. And then I ended up out here, like I mentioned, ended up being homeless. So basically, I was out here fending for myself. I went from being a music school student, grade A music school student on a 50% scholarship, to having to record people in garages and make beats and kind of a thing, and just kind of like, fit in where I could.
Yeah.
Also,
using my skill set and knowledge. So I kind of adapted with the time.
Dang. Got it out the mud, though. I respect that. So does it feel wild just coming like straight out of Compton? Do you just be telling people that and they look at you weird like, huh?
Yeah, no, definitely, bro. Like, it's certain people, like, I can't explain it to them, Yeah. It's always going to seem like some outlandish kind of a thing to them because it's like an Indian dude from Compton.
Yeah.
Somehow it's like the most out there thing there is.
That's what Kilo was like, yo, I know this Indian dude, he's from Compton. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, let's see where this is going.
Hell yeah.
I've been listening to your music, man. I fucks with it heavy. And so what is your goals at the end of the day with your music?
For me, a big part of the music brand has been communicating with people culturally and connecting with not only Indian people or people of Indian origin, but just a lot of other people that grow up in these environments, such as me and such as many others around me. So for me, the small-term goal is to, of course, sell merch. We just did a high school tour. We did a solo tour as well, where I've been playing and performing at different cities as well as different venues in the LA County. But
what's a high school tour?
Sorry?
What's the high school tour?
A high school tour was, like I said, it was one of the small goals that I had, that I wanted to perform to kids and the youth and try to, reach out to them and use music as a means of positive outreach.
Yeah.
And fortunately, earlier last year, shout out to my boy Classified, he got with the LAUSD district and has certain schools invite me over to perform. That was really cool. And that offset my 7-Eleven school tour.
You got a 7-Eleven school tour?
Most definitely.
I love it.
So,
love it.
I've had certain small goals.
I love that shit.
I was going to say, can you elaborate with the 7-Eleven school tours?
Yes. Can you please elaborate on the 7-Eleven tour?
7-Eleven tour, kind of self. I dropped the 7-Eleven song because I got kicked out of 7-Eleven for shooting a viral music video.
That shit did go viral.
I've been trying to promote it since then, and just being Indian. This comes back to the whole goal thing. The bigger goal always is for somebody like me to amalgamate in you guys' culture without being offensive.
Yeah.
So that's one of those goals that, even though it's a small-term goal, it helped me reach a big-term goal in like a longer sense, because that's a fun-friendly under like not too explicit way of being able to reach out to audiences, connect to kids, and just show them the whole Indian thing, without being weird, without being corny, and it just makes people feel comfortable because it's a stereotype,
Yeah.
I'm exploiting my stereotype.
I mean, we all, why not? We all get money off the stereotypes. I don't think anyone's gonna mess with you. It's like as soon as you say you're an Indian dude from Compton, they'd be like, "Hold on, what?"
No, you might kick the shit out of me. What do you mean?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't even. They're not even gonna clown you. They're just gonna be like, "That sounds fucking fantastic right now. Let me hear this."
No, this motherfucker, he really got out the mud.
Yeah, for
Two
real.
times. So.
We talk about like the creators in Compton.
Yeah, so I was telling him, I was like, using the whole play on 7-Eleven while still being Indian is genius for marketing.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, if I'm scrolling through what used to be known as Twitter, now known as X, or if I'm on Instagram, or if I'm on World Star Hip Hop, I'm just scrolling through the feed trying to find something. As soon as I see some shit that looks like, 7-Eleven, but this dude's rapping, it's the same thing as like seeing Johnny Dang rap, right?
Yeah.
The jeweler Johnny Dang out in Houston, the king of bling, seeing him rap. Like, you scroll through YouTube, if I see him in a jewelry store with a music video, I'm clicking on the shit. I don't care how, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what I was doing before. I'm gonna listen to it. So I was telling Illah, I was like, man, I'd be dope as hell, to continue playing on that from marketing standpoint as well.
Yeah, totally.
Part 2 on the way. That's one of the announcements I got coming up for some people. We're planning a 7-Eleven part 2, and we're gonna bring back the 7-Eleven tour. This time we're gonna branch out and try to do some out-of-state dates as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, you can try to like make your own Slurpee like flavors. Then have them.
India.
It's called Mango
Tell them about
Madness.
tell them about your business venture.
I have a drink called the Mango Madness. It's a way of me selling my drink because I got tired of an oversaturated market. And being a musician, kind of seeing what Nip did, coming back to the whole small goal and big goal difference thing, I wanted to leave an everlasting impact, which was not just like a physical CD. So I superimposed the barcode on my drink, some like what Nip did with the merch, and started selling my last album, which is called Foreigner. It was an 8-track tape. I started selling the physical version in the form of a drink, and we did a pop-up where we sold out. Now we're bringing it back in the form of a cereal.
Nice. Now, see, I'm old because you said it's an 8-track tape. And so now I had to think about it, and it was like, oh, he meant 8 tracks. But for me, I'm thinking an 8-track player. Like, I'm like, damn, that's genius. Ain't nobody got none of those. But like, shit.
If you can find them.
Shoot, I just found me a VCR DVD player, and I was at Goodwill shopping. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this. I've been thinking about. I was sitting there the other day, and my Wi-Fi cut out, and I couldn't watch nothing. I was like, interesting. So
That's hilarious. Yeah, you know, technology has changed a lot. So that's been one of those things for me. Even to achieve my small and big term goals, I've been using technology. I've been writing a book, using ChatGPT, helping independent musicians survive. So I've definitely been using technology as a whole, because I understand we used to have DVDs, we used to have VCRs, say floppy disks, you know, then CDs, Napster, the whole nine. So, you know, just being somebody that was born like before the whole millennial thing, I've experienced technology for what it really is in the music industry and entertainment sector. So I've tried to use that to leverage myself into these resources and, you know, opportunities.
Yeah. My daughter was like, you know, she's trying to rap, and she's like, Dad, she's like, you know, it'd be crazy if the people still listen to CDs and I could just sell those and give them to people. And I was like, honey, that's why I don't like streams really. Cause like back in the day, you buy 100 CDs for $100 and you can sell them for $5-10 a pop.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I guess now it's like, it was nice money. But I mean, I guess they have sponsorships and stuff now these days.
Yeah, the game's definitely changing, you know, even with AI and Capitol Records signing an AI rapper or creating like an AI catalog with a you know, made up NFT character, the whole nine. Like that was pretty cool to see the last 2 years, you know, seeing major labels and big companies, corporates invest into that type of stuff is definitely cool for me to see too, because you know, just like yourself, I've seen all these changes, you know, and I've seen the change in the business model overall.
What kind of cereal you gonna make?
It's a Frosted Flakes, but it changes color, it turns pink.
Word. How do you do that? I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Let the magic continue. What was in the juice?
The juice was basically a concentrated, non-alcoholic, and non-carbonated drink.
Oh, okay. You just made that yourself, or you had like a set somewhere?
Basically, bro, I did an online safety course in food health during COVID, and that was just for fun because, you know, I came here on a music visa. It wasn't necessarily one of my focuses or, you know, something that I was focusing on per se, but it just so happened that it worked out, you know. Like I already had some food safety. I had a background in food safety because of the course I had done, and I kind of understood. So I just linked up with my partners at Exotic Fresca in Texas and just had them do the shipping and the handling part of it.
Do you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? This man did it independently. He said, I'm going to do it myself. I took a class online and figured out who could bottle it up for me.
Yeah, got out the mud again.
That is amazing. Can you tell everybody about your work ethic when it comes to music? Like how many tracks you try to pump out like a week or a day?
I can't.
Go ahead.
Kilo knows there's no cap on creativity. You know, sometimes there's days we'll sit there and we'll churn out 2, 3, 4 songs, and then there's times I'll just sit there and I'll like kind of force myself to write something that I want to hear, type of a thing. So it's just like there's no cap on creativity. I just let it flow. You know, it's a more organic process per se.
Yeah.
Look, can you tell them? Can you tell all the listeners what's the longest studio session you've been in?
72 hours, no sleep.
Damn. How many tracks did you make, do you think?
12.
That's from like scratch, like from the beat to the lyrics?
Yeah, shout out my boy Jonathan Van Gleppert. That's one definitely one of my main producers outside Kilo and my boys, and I've really been working with him for the last few years. Him and I are locked in. You know, we have a certain speed we work at. So sometimes when it's just natural in the moment, it just happens so in the moment that we make a song in 5 minutes sometimes, and then it stays there. Takes about an hour on the longer end.
Mm-hmm.
So do you like making music, or do you like making music, or do you like doing performances more?
Music being my life and it being such an unconventional career, I can be choosy. So I tend to offer, I tend to cater to both ends of the spectrum, not just being a performance artist or somebody that does features and drops music online and streaming wise, but also, going out there doing meet and greets, promoting my drink, performing, going to different shows, different states, just networking. That's a big part of being an independent musician in today's world.
Is networking?
Yeah, definitely. It's not who you know, it's who knows you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I say that to a lot of people because I heard somebody say that to me once.
I used to never understand. I used to just repeat it. Like, it's something smart to say. I used to just repeat it. And it wasn't like till about like 2017, 2018 when I really realized I know all these people. Do they know me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So can you go in and tell all the listeners some of the acts and some of the people you've worked with in collaboration?
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to work with some big names in the music industry in the past. I've worked for artists such as Akon, shout out him, shout out my boy Sajid and Wajid. I worked with the Bollywood project back in 2020 or 2019, I believe, end of 2019. I've worked with certain organizations that help and give back to the community as well. I did one of the first UN conferences as an audio engineer when the post-pandemic stuff was happening. So I own a world record in that, and I've worked with some artists such as Mozzie, Brace, to name a few. I have definitely have some big collaboration names on the way.
And the first part was kind of breaking out. Can you repeat the first? It sounded like you said Akon.
Akon, yeah, Akon.
Really?
Akon. Yeah, that was definitely a cool experience. Writing for him through my Bollywood, to my friends that work in Bollywood. They were really cool, and I was fortunate enough to get that opportunity to be looped in because they needed an English writer that makes hip hop music.
Nice. Mm-hmm. So, do you have connections to Bollywood?
Here and there, everywhere, but for the most part, a large part of my demographic is here in the U.S. Surprisingly.
Really?
And so, who in LA have you worked with specifically though? Like, I know you said some organizations, but is there any rappers that have done features with or songs with or that you're cool with?
Shout out my boy Project Baby Twin, free him. He's definitely one of those people I locked in with. We have almost a tape worth of music on the way, but we're gonna drop it as singles. So that's one of the people me and Kilo had the opportunity of working with too. I have a cool song with them that's gonna be out in the next few months. Engineered by my boy Deuce Move. So, stuff like that. I have some stuff with Mozzie. Shout out Mozzie. Shout out Briss from Sacramento.
R.I.P. Briss for sure.
Yeah, R.I.P. Briss for sure.
Oh yeah, is there some artists that you haven't worked with yet, like in your area, or like in hip hop as a whole that you'd like to work with?
Honestly, the way I look at music business, for me, a big part of it is growing my brand. So I don't really necessarily look at or reaching out and doing songs with other artists as my main source of promotion or my main. I'm not putting none of my chips in that basket because I'm trying to grow something substantial for myself on some Larry June shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, I know a lot of rappers be getting taken. Like, they'll pay an artist for 20 bands for a verse, and then they'll produce the song, and then the label will come in and be like, nah, you can't even use it.
Yeah, right. No, definitely. Yeah. I've had some songs like that with major label artists that basically they did it off the strength and love, and then I had to get them cleared later. So, I just ended up not pursuing them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because then you got somebody else in your pocket.
Definitely,
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then with streaming music, streaming royalty payouts being chump change, it doesn't really help.
Yeah, it is chump change.
It is. Like, streaming, it's crazy. Like, the record labels make billions of dollars a year, but they give you pennies on the pennies. And someone, I think David Banner said it, he was like, look, as soon as we all started learning how to press up CDs and make our own stuff, they changed how people listen to music. so we can't even.
I mean, realistically, artists are employees for labels. They're given W-9s and 1099s, and at the end of the year, they're basically the money that labels give to artists. They're recoup back anyway in tax returns. So,
yep.
The whole concept of pressing you for that advance that they gave you is kind of like not really like the best recoupment strategy, these days.
Well, yeah, a lot of people. I mean, like it's a lot more easier to go independent these days than it is to actually. Like,
yeah, I mean, at this point, bro, I'd rather take like a small business loan, or I'd do something of that sort before I would venture out into a label loan or advance, just because of how I know, you're basically a tax write-off, so they make that money back off you anyway, but they still press you for whatever X amount of money they gave you, even though they recouped it as taxes,
Yeah, and it's crazy how people like the label only comes to you when you're popping anyways. So at that point, it's like you don't even need them.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, but people they want that fame sometimes.
It's like your name attached to a major label.
Yeah.
Here's Warner Music Group. Here's my name attached to it. Here's Atlantic Records. Here's my name attached to it. Yeah. Here's Empire. Here's my name attached to it.
Atlantic seems like they run like a little faulty ship over there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna leave that one alone. No, everyone's trying to make moves. So, Illah, where'd you come up with your rap name?
So, where did I come up with my rap name?
Yeah.
It was one of my friends. Shout out my friend Javon and shout out my friend Sosa. They just they pursued me to like pick the name up. It was one of those things I had where I wasn't sure if I wanted to use it, but it was kind of sticking with me, had a ring to it, and then I just ended up pursuing it. And then my Instagram name is like the equivalent of like Champagne Papi to Drake. It's just like my producer tag with my producer name that I ended up stopped using, and people just search it up more than they do by the name.
You make beats also?
Yes, I make beats also, yeah.
When's the last time you made a beat?
Shit, 2021.
Shit. I used to make beats too, man. If it was like 89, my beats be hot as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'd be the firest beats you ever heard in your life. But I couldn't keep up. I'm like, man, how do they do that? I'm like, forget it. I'll just purchase beats.
Right, no, definitely. I'm still involved musically, just not as much as I would like to be, or because I'm doing everything. I'm my own manager. I direct a number of the videos. I even do some of the artworks, just the whole thing, the whole independent artist package.
I mean, you got to, though. You know what I'm saying? You're the one chasing the dream. And then, like, it's the more stuff you can do yourself, the less you got to pay people to do for you.
Right.
That's
how I feel, too. A lot of businesses, they win because they save startup costs by having either resources or just allocating their money into the right place, So for me, I use that same business approach towards a music streaming model.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Talking to you and then talking to like other artists, I can just tell that you have a plan and you execute it. You know what I'm saying? Like everything you're doing is thoroughly thought out.
That's definitely what it's about. I'm just here, like I was telling Kilo, this immigrant stuff is bigger than me. So I do it because I want somebody else out there to be able to do it,
Yeah.
And just be that voice, That's why I call myself the face of India. It's not on no weird, cocky, tip. It's just because I want to put on for those people.
No, that's not even, that's weird how people say, oh, you know what I'm saying? Not you particularly, like, oh, you're being cocky. No, you're supposed to be cocky when you're a rapper. That's like a main point of it. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in what you're doing. So, you know what I'm saying? If you want to say you the King India, say the King India. Let somebody come test you on the mic.
No, seriously. Also,
for real.
I found this interesting. If you Google the first Indian rapper from Compton, Illah's right on the first page.
So the digital footprint is there, like Kilo said. I'm just trying to make it bigger now, and connect the dots and just grow the whole immigrant thing a little bit more. That's what I'm going to call the imprint that I have dropping music. That's the merch line. I have another merch line dropping called Free Your Girl. She's not in jail, just the wrong relationship. 1-800 free her shirts. So, it intertwines with the whole brand.
Hell yeah. Free your girl. She ain't in jail. She just in the wrong relationship.
That's fucking dope. Well, Illah, man, I'm so happy you came onto my show, man. You kicking knowledge, and I like your spirit. I like your drive. Like, I see something magical happening with you, man. Did you want to send shout outs to anybody while you're here?
And just appreciate you guys, you and Kilo for having me here. Shout out my boy Vangela. Shout out everybody that supports me. Just blessed to be here and pursue my dream as a musician. A lot of us, it's a lot of talented individuals out there that probably will never get to see or might never experience anything that I have, and the love that I have got 7,000 miles away from home from you guys and just the music community in general, not just California or the West Coast and stuff. So now it's becoming more of like a spiritual thing for me, It's more of like a life mission, life goal kind of a thing, and less of just I'm doing this to impress girls and get some likes, or just do this, I've dedicated my life to it.
Yeah.
This is what I like to do. And if there's anybody out there I've been influenced, then I think I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that's what it's all about, though. It's like loving the music. You got to love what you do, because even when, you make music, it's not like you're like venting your soul, basically. You know what I'm saying? To a point. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't understand that. They just see the fame, they see the money, they see the women and the jewelry, and they're like, oh, I want that. And I've seen a lot of rappers just come and go. Like, they'll go for like 6-7 months. It's not going the way they expect it to do, and then they just never rap again. But
yeah, no, I'm definitely here, and I'm blessed, and I'm thankful. That's the only message I'm here to spread,
Yeah.
I'm just appreciative of you guys and everybody else that's here to embrace the brand and understand the vision and just push me, I appreciate it beyond words.
For sure, man. For sure. Yeah. Kilo, you got any shout outs you want to send out?
Man, shout out to Illah for being, a guest on the show. Shout out to D-Mac Uno and the whole Nightly Strange podcast team. Shout out to all the listeners, all the subscribers, all the supporters out there. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. And thank you, everybody, for being great.
For sure. Yeah, man. I like thank you, Illah, for coming on to the show. Kilo Keys, always, you know what I'm saying? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's Nightly Strange. I'm D-Mac Uno.
I'm Kilo Keys on the track.
And we'll see you next time.
You're welcome to the Nightly Strange. Thanks, God.